wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. I am Andy Quad, and with me, as always, is Sam Brooks.
It's been a hot minute. Have we missed anything?
Potentially.
Has something happened this past, 2 weeks?
No, I can't think of anything. So that's been the Suplah.
You know what? There was actually some incredibly groundbreaking news that we've yet to talk about, Andy.
Oh god, yeah, that thing. Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Yeah, you know, that whole situation with the WWE.
Yeah.
And Sheamus.
Yeah, and Sheamus. Yeah, that is a very hot topic, Sam.
So Sheamus has a group.
He does have a group.
It's been a group for a little while now. With such boys as Ridge Holland.
Yeah.
And Butch.
We don't call them that here.
The Mighty Butch.
That's way better than... Why the fuck is he not called that?
Butch is bad on its own, but if they called him the Mighty Butch, that would be so much better.
I'd be like, that's the best thing ever. Why the fuck is he
now on a journey through time and space with Sheamus, Ridge, and the Mighty Butch.
There you go.
No, well, we've called them the Peaky Blinders group. Peaky Blinders knockoff, the Peaky Blinders rip-offs, because that's basically what they are. That's who they are. They have now officially got themselves a new name, Andy. A new not individual names, thank God, but they have a stable name. A name for their collective group of chucklefucks. That's...
Are they called the chucklefucks?
Oh, that's better than what it is, mate.
Chucklefucks.
Why do I imagine it's like the old EC3 theme, like chuckle, 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 chuckle,
fucks.
No, this is actually a groundbreaking name that we've never ever seen the likes of before, and we'll probably never ever see again in our lifetimes.
The fuck chuckles.
This group is called the Brawling Brutes. See, now I know that you don't often get to experience such greatness when you're talking to me, but I feel like now is probably the pinnacle of our discussing wrestling relationship. Sheamus is stable.
What in the fuck is that? No, I'm what the fuck is that name?
Sheamus' stable is now called the Brawling Brutes. As revealed on SmackDown, they revealed the name backstage. The name was also seen during the Mighty Butch's entrance for his match against King Xavier Woods, and was also mentioned on commentary. It was reported earlier that the WWE had trademarked the term Bloody Brutes on May 12th. Them bloody brutes, Andy. They're coming in here, knocking over our pint glasses, eating all of our Razzlers. Ah, them bloody brutes. Woods defeated Butch on SmackDown in a singles match, and after the match, Holland and Sheamus taunted Woods from the entranceway. It's a really compelling story.
This is why you can't sell out a stadium anymore.
It's just, the Mighty Butch isn't enough to fill a stadium.
What the fuck? What the... This has, drawing power written all over it. I mean,
this is a feud that has been happening since...
the dawning of time.
Before I can even remember being a wrestling fan at this point.
Oh my god.
I think, to put a carbon date on it, it has been happening since March? Maybe even February.
And when you think about it, Sheamus and Kofi, I think, have feuded before on numerous occasions.
I mean, they've both been in the WWE for 25 years. The odds that they've crossed paths is very, very likely. But now is the pinnacle of their careers. You see, they're both gearing up for another World Championship run, and what better way to do it than to have a feud that lasts for 6 months? You couldn't make it up, could you?
Make the pain stop.
I wish I could. Maybe that's what Sasha and Naomi said the other week.
Exactly, because in minor news, Sasha Banks and Naomi decided to walk out on WWE. So
Yeah, they're gone. Oh my god, holy shit, what the fuck's happened here? This is all fucking just gone to shit now? Oh my god. Where do we begin?
So
this has been the big dominating headline for the past 2 weeks now. Like, where the fuck do we begin?
So basically, I think what ended up happening was before an episode of Raw, Sasha Banks and Naomi were like, LOL, we're not doing this shit. And they just give the belts to Vince and bugger off out the arena. And they haven't been seen since. Since then, WWE have just buried them on television at every point possible, including on this past week's SmackDown, where they actually addressed it on television and said, basically, that Naomi and Sasha Banks have let down the WWE universe and the entire the entire human race.
I'm sorry, it's rude to laugh and interrupt, but oh my god, that bit. That fucking tidbit of this entire story is still what makes me laugh the fucking most. They've let you down, the WWE universe, because we've never done that ourselves before, ever.
Well, Mr. Brian Alvarez made a interesting point. When Vince decides to change the plan after it's been advertised for like a week, no one goes, Vince has let you down! No one says that, do
Michael
they?
Cole is just like, we are no longer having our main event because Vince doesn't like it anymore. He has let you down. He has let me down. I am disappointed to be employed by this company for 70 years.
That's what I mean.
I hope he burns in hell forever and he will never ever return.
And I just don't understand the logic behind it. Like Meltzer said one interesting and actual, like, intelligent point. When Stone Cold, and not to compare the two, but when Stone Cold Steve Austin...
here we go, the comparisons. It's like CM Punk, it's like Steve Austin, it's like who gives a fuck.
No, wait. When Austin left WWE in 2002, they buried the absolute shit out of him, right? But as Dave rightly points out, everyone kind of knew at the time that he's going to come back at some point, and when he does... You've buried the shit out of him, so you then hurt the drawing power of Steve Austin, which they ended up doing. You've buried the shit out of Naomi and Sasha Banks on television. I'm not saying they're like drawing power of Stone Cold motherfucking Steve Austin, but...
Well, Sasha Banks is like one of the biggest stars of the women's division this past decade. Let's not... Opinions about her aside, Lord knows I've said that I'm not a fan. You can't deny that they have been one of the biggest stars, like with the Four Horsewomen these past 10 years. So.
I mean, she was on the Star Wars thing, the Mandalorian thing.
She was in the Mandalorian TV show. She's getting the Disney money. Like, she's minted if she doesn't want to wrestle anymore.
And that's the other thing as well, is they don't need to do this shit. I mean, I don't know what Naomi does outside of WWE, but Sasha Banks is like, I've got Disney money. I don't give a fuck. And I think the logic behind it was, I think it was going to lead to Naomi, who were tag team champions. They were going to feud. And
let's start from the beginning here, because we've touched on a couple of different subjects and throughout the timeline. Let's go from the top, shall we?
Alright.
On Raw, the scene is set as follows. There was to be a 6-pack challenge set to feature Sasha Banks, Naomi, Doudrop, Nikki Ash, Asuka, and Becky Lynch. It was advertised at the start of Raw. However, in a later segment, Becky Lynch approached Adam Pearce, the old booker, the old GM of Raw, the sheriff of town, and says that she saw Sasha Banks and Naomi leaving with their gear and tried to get herself named the number 1 contender as a result. Pearce refused and instead turned the 6-pack challenge into a singles match between Lynch and Asuka, where the winner would face Bianca Belair. Because
why not
Doudrop and fuck Nikki, am I right?
I mean, yeah,
they don't matter
why
at
not?
all.
Why not a fatal 4-way? It doesn't make any sense.
Later during the show, announcer Corey Graves mentioned that Banks and Naomi had unprofessionally left the arena. Of course, as we know, going into this, Sasha Banks and Naomi are the current WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, having won it at WrestleMania, I believe, one of the nights. Don't care which one. Doesn't really matter.
At WrestleMania at this point.
At WrestleMania, one of the nights. And they value their stock as a team. But however, they supposedly walked out after a creative difference with several producers, and it's a bit messy with the details. We're hearing one side of a story, and we're hearing a different side of a story. There's like 5 sides to this story. Let's start with the WWE, who have never lied to anybody ever before, and you should trust them, because why would you not?
Because they are a bastion of truth.
They issued the following statement. When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw. During the broadcast, they walked into WWE Head of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis' office. I know. We're at that point again, Andy. Head of Talent Relations, Johnny Ace. They walked into his office, with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk, and walked out. In the process, assumedly meaning that Johnny Ace is now your women's tag team champions. They claimed that they were not respected enough as tag team champions. Well, no shit.
No one does.
If you watch the product for the past ever, you would know that WWE does not value women's tag as a division, as a concept, as an idea, and yet they were the ones that introduced these belts just to fucking have them for some reason. I'm still confused as to why these belts exist, but
I don't know either. I really don't.
The rest of the statement. And even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed that they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, even though they'd had matches with those individuals in the past with no consequence. Notice how they don't specifically name which of the 2 individuals.
Yep.
Just leaving that pot wide open to stir all of the shit that you're throwing in it.
Excellent. That doesn't sound bad.
Monday Night Raw is a scripted TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event. Now, Andrew, here's the little caveat here.
Okay.
What is the statement that is included on a very tiny, very small fine print along the bottom of most of WWE's marketing posters?
I do believe it says something along the lines of card subject to change.
Just in case someone decides to walk out.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody's diagnosed with ligma. Just in case somebody just doesn't feel like doing anything that night. There's a multitude of reasons as to why you have that statement on the bottom of these posters, and yet, in this situation, they are letting you down by... It's their fault. It's entirely their fault, because they apparently aren't respected. Oh, who could have contributed to that culture, I wonder? And also, this line about them not feeling particularly safe with their opponents, despite having multiple matches, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, even if
They're
that was true...
contradicting their own statement here. They're saying they didn't feel comfortable working with these talents, despite having worked with them frequently in the past.
Yeah, but that's not even true. Like, when Mabel was a thing and just was fucking injuring everybody. I mean, he was wrestling everyone. He wrestled Taker, injured him. That's why Taker had that stupid thing on his face. He injured Diesel, he injured Brett, he injured everybody, for God's sake. And, like, but no one went, oh, well, you've been working with them in the past. Like, everyone knew he was here hurting people. And even if that's true, that's a stupid statement that doesn't make any sense. And it's
Let's actually look at the opponents here. We're looking at Doudrop, Nikki ASH, Becky Lynch, and Asuka.
So which one of those four? Like,
can you name a person that any of those 4 people have injured?
None. It's not like Nia Jax is still there, for fuck's sake.
That's literally it. If anything, Sasha Banks was involved with that whole Paige incident, gave her a stinger, and potentially ended her in-ring
entire career.
But we don't talk about that, do we? Because no, we don't, to be fair. That was a freak accident, as is bound to happen in a wrestling ring. We've seen it before. Sometimes it ends in a slight injury, sometimes it ends in tragedy. But nothing the likes of which would be seen with any of the people involved in this match.
And that's the thing. It's just bollocks. So we basically established that this story is Boris Johnson levels of shit. So what is the other sides of the story, Samuel?
Well, apparently, Banks took issue with some of the planned creative for the main event, which was the six-pack challenge. Naomi was scheduled to win the match by pinning Sasha Banks. Now, this is where it starts to maybe make a little bit of sense.
Because it's nonsense. They're tag team champions.
The gist of it is that they reportedly saw that Naomi was going to win by pinning Sasha, who are the women's tag team champions, and state of the division aside, they had put a lot of stock into their team and saw themselves as being important as a team, rather than just two singles thrown together, as is the state of the entire women's division.
Okay.
They saw themselves as being very important, and they didn't want to betray what they had built by doing this kind of story. So apparently Sasha had a meeting with Vince, and when Vince didn't change the plans, Banks wouldn't back down either, and just left, and Naomi went with her. So it's always about that creative differences. Now I think a lot of people are on the side of the E here, and they're like, oh, well, you're completely right. They disappointed us. We were so fucking excited to see this random match that probably wouldn't have been that good anyway. I'm never going to recover from this. My life is now infinitely worse and is never going to improve because I didn't get to see this six-pack challenge.
Exactly.
To see who fights fucking Bianca Belair at whatever show's next. Hell in a Cell, I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
So, my life is now ruined because they decided to walk out and not commit to their fucking contracts, apparently. However, if you have a brain and can function in society as a normal adult, you will know that maybe sometimes being told to do things isn't necessarily a good thing.
Well, the other argument I have is these people, and I quote, are independent contractors.
Ha ha ha, that's the buzzword, isn't it? Independent in what sense? Probably only in name at this point.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if they're truly independent contractors, that would mean that you pay them on almost an ad hoc sort of
by appearance basis.
Yeah, like like it's like people who not work from home before COVID when they would what's the word I'm looking for? Liam did it for a while.
Freelance,
that's it. It's basically freelancing for them. That's what an independent contractor would mean. But they're not, because you're angry with them for not doing their job, but they're independent contractors, but they're not. They're actually employees of your company that you don't give health insurance to, or you don't give them any sort of like perks or anything.
And any side projects that you want to do, like Cameo, OnlyFans, anything on Twitch?
Can't do that.
Can't do that. That's against the rules.
But I'm an independent contractor that can technically do. No, can't do that shit. Like, this is why it just.
Well,
they stood up to Vince. Sorry, they stood up to Vince, and Vince didn't like it
because no one's ever stood up to him before, and there's no evidence to the fact that he actually likes people that hold their ground and stand up to him sometimes.
Is there any evidence of this?
Oh yeah, no, I'm being inherently sarcastic. There's numerous stories of Kofi Kingston. There was that incident where they wrestled on a plane. You don't know about this?
I thought that was Angle that wrestled on a plane with Vince.
I think a lot of people have wrestled Vince on a plane, Andy. I think that's not necessarily a once-in-a-lifetime event.
I think Kenny's wrestled with Vince on a plane.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happened to me at one point. But the consequences of these two's actions are as follows. They have been suspended indefinitely. And the women's tag team titles have been vacated, and there will be a tournament to crown future champions. Who gives a fuck about the women's tag team titles? Certainly not me, certainly not any of the viewers, because the company clearly doesn't. So why should we? I think the only people that care are the women that hold the belts, and then get fucking burned when they lose them, or are booked to pin each other. See the Iconics. See any of the random Motley Crue tag teams that have been thrown together to fucking hold them.
And that's the problem, is the only people that give a fuck about these titles, they care about them so much, they would just walk the fuck out and not like and risk their careers for these shitty titles that no one gives a shit about except for these people because they care that much about them. And then you're like, well, you can fuck off. Like, I mean, Sasha, Mercedes Martinez, or whatever the heck her actual name is.
That's a completely different...
I know, Mercedes, whatever, Sasha Banks, right? What did I just say?
Mercedes Martinez.
She's in AEW.
You're such a dick. You're such a twat.
Anyway, whatever her real name is, right? Doesn't give a fuck, right? She's got Disney money. She couldn't care less. She really couldn't. I don't know what Naomi does, but as long as... Who's she married to?
Left Uso.
Right? So there's still an income coming in, so who gives a shit? Who cares? They're all left and right and middle, left and right Uso and Roman Reigns. They're getting pushed to the moon. To the moon! They have all the belts, for fuck's sake. So, like, what, how is this a punishment? Oh no, I'm suspended indefinitely from this shithole. Oh fuck.
Well,
oh no.
Well, it's not just that, Andy. Not only are they suspended indefinitely, all of their merch has been pulled from the WWE shop. Meaning that they do not get any merchandise sales. They do not get any money from that. And they are reportedly not even getting paid. They are suspended without pay. And they do not get any merchandising rights.
Whoop-de-diddly-doo.
No, that's bad. They don't have an income from the WWE, who are their sole employers. Why?
I want to remind you.
Why are we doing this?
Disney money. Disney money is more than WWE money.
Sasha's not Mickey Mouse, mate. Like, she was in, like, what, 2 episodes of The Mandalorian? I haven't watched it. I don't care about Star Wars. But she's not, like, she's not an Avenger. Like, that's not going to be her only thing that she ever does forever.
And this is also bad because Sasha Banks is married to an employee within WWE. That's correct, right?
Yes, I believe he's the seamstress or the tailor, whatever the male term is for that. So
you've now gone and pissed him off.
I mean, what's he going to do? He's easily replaceable, sadly.
Okay, you've now annoyed the shit out of Left Uso.
I mean, he's got a job for life. Like, he's driving the wrong way down the freeway with a fucking breathalyzer that's twice the limit, and he's getting rewarded for it with tag team championships. So I don't think there's any issue with that.
This is what I mean. The company is ass backwards. It doesn't make sense. These people care about this title. They want to elevate it because no one cares about it. And you've got Drunkerson doing drunky things, but will give you all the belts. How does that make any sense?
Their contracts are also frozen as a result, but Meltzer has noted the WWE has the right to do that. Naomi was supposedly in negotiations on a new contract as her current deal was believed to expire in the next few months, while it's unknown when Banks' deal is up.
I think the other factor here is they have the opportunity to get the hell out because, hey, guess what's going on in Las Vegas this weekend? Like, there's competition now. You can just get up and go, oh, fuck this, and just sit out the rest of your contract, or just not get paid. Because if you're, I don't know, I'm not saying if you're smart with your money, you probably wouldn't need to, like, work again for a while. I don't know. But the fact is, there's competition now. And you can just go, oh, fuck this, I can't be arsed. Like,
well, this depends on where their passions lie. They either want to wrestle, or they don't really care about wrestling anymore. Because let's face facts here. Sasha Banks has been in the wrestling business for like 10 years, and she's 30. Like, she was in NXT like 10 years ago, and she was fresh on the scene then, and even then she was doing independence before that. So she's been wrestling for nearly half her life anyway. Naomi has been in the WWE since, I want to say, like, the late 2000s. Maybe 2012. Similar sort of time.
Right.
Because she was introduced with that all-women's NXT season, if I remember rightly.
We are well you.
I'm glad that that's your input to this little story.
Oh
here.
no, the song was different. It was like, you make the rain fall or something.
So they've been in the business for a while. Long time. Sasha Banks, legendary career. Naomi, strong player in any of the scenes that they put her in, be it mid-card, main title picture. I actually liked her as champion. It's probably a hot take, but whenever she was champion, I always liked what she was doing there.
Yeah.
But as to whether they still want to wrestle, when they could have a multitude of other opportunities. They could be actors, social media influencers. If they were to open an OnlyFans, as we've seen with other lady wrestlers, Toni Storm, Lana, other such women, they probably would literally never have to work again.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they have that inbuilt fan base now. From being exposed to the world through WWE now. They've got that audience there built in that will just give them money because that's what people do. They give their favourite people money, and that's how it works out. So, it depends on where their loyalties lie. Do they want to wrestle? Do they just want to be famous? Do they want to just fuck off and disappear off the face of the earth forever? Will they even come back? If it were me, I wouldn't go back.
No,
At least not to
I wouldn't.
WWE. Like, if you want to wrestle, there's plenty of other places, as we've said, but... No, never. Never WWE. Look how they... It's like you said with Steve. Like, look how they treated fucking Punk, for fuck's sake. Like, he was nearly dying under their employment. They didn't give a fuck. He walked out to make himself get better. And they shit on him for it. And I think they tried to sue him as well. So that wasn't enough for them. And
that's the thing.
It's all bad. There's nothing good about this.
No,
at least not
like,
at this
the
stage.
whole situation's bad. The fact that they felt they had to leave is bad. The fact that they did leave is bad.
Well, the thing that gets me is that I don't understand why it's over the women's tag belts. Like, of all the things to be upset about, like, I'm feeling this probably isn't like an isolated incident. I feel like this is a build-up of like several fucking issues.
That's what I've been reading. It's
probably going to be like the whole CM Punk on the Art of Wrestling thing, like 7 months, 9 months. However, it was a long time. It felt like 12 years since the Rumble, and then his first appearance on the Colt Cabana show, where he talked about all of his issues. Like, holy shit, can you blame him? Absolutely not. Any of us would have done the same thing. But there's a lot of things that we don't know about this still, and it's been like 2 weeks and some change, maybe, since then.
There's probably going to be more to come.
This is merely chapter 1 of the saga of Sasha and Naomi. I only hope the best for them because I'm a person that likes when good people have good things happen to them. But, you know, maybe that's just a bit optimistic on my behalf.
What's the next news story, Samuel?
Well, it's even better, Andy.
Oh.
More people have left WWE, including Stephanie McMahon.
I'm all grown up now, and I'm gonna fuck the flutter, the queen don't...
Yeah, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. Stephanie McMahon.
Sasha McMahon, swerve!
Sasha McMahon Khan has taken a fucking leave of absence. Stephanie McMahon has taken a leave of absence, and don't know when they're coming back. They tweeted out, as of tomorrow, I am taking a leave of absence from the majority of my responsibilities at WWE. WWE is a lifelong... WWE is a lifelong legacy for me, and I look forward to returning to the company that I love after taking this time to focus on my family. Now, Andy, I want you to imagine for a sec. Shut up! I want you to imagine something for a sec.
Okay.
Imagine that you're married to Triple H. Just imagine that you're married to Triple H.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Andy.
How are you doing, honey?
Don't call me that, Paul.
But Andy, we are married. See, the fact of the matter is, in this marriage,
Okay, Paul. I don't remember this. Did you drug me and take me to Vegas?
maybe,
That's a story.
And then, oh my god, he has a heart attack and nearly dies.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel?
Not good.
Not good. Maybe you feel like, there's not enough time left on this mortal coil. Maybe I should just take some time away from my 24/7 WWE job and just be with my family.
That would make sense. And truth be told, Triple H nearly died, so yeah, fair enough. But on the other hand, hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Yes, we know.
Hallelujah,
The villain,
hallelujah,
Stephanie McMahon, the evil has been
hallelujah.
defeated. Oh, this vague evil entity that plays a bad guy on television. It's not on television anymore, even though they haven't been, really.
No, it's not the gimmick. It's the fact that ever since she took over in like the early 2000s, the ratings have directly gone down. Oh God, where are they? Also, she's tweeted stuff out saying stuff like philanthropy is the key to marketing and all this horrendous shit. Her weird face, her weird smile, looks like a lizard.
Wow,
Basically,
okay, you want to talk about a weird face, Andy? You really want to talk about a weird fucking face,
No!
Andy?
Don't
Andy
put it on
Kwan?
there!
You want to
No!
talk about Stephanie McMahon's
No!
weird face? Huh? Bogman? Do you? Do you really? I see
No.
where we're going with this.
Alright,
Okay.
basically, okay, wait, I take that back. What I'm saying is she hasn't had the most successful run, alright? That's all I'm saying. Yes, the company's made more money
Well, let's give
than
a
ever
rundown. The
before, blah,
45-year-old
blah,
has been in
blah.
the family business for more than 2 decades, starting in office work and eventually getting the job of heading up the creative team throughout most of the mid to early 2000s. She was involved in many on-screen storylines with the McMahon family and Triple H throughout the years. She's even wrestled on several occasions, becoming a women's champion in 2000. That was 22 years ago. Just let that sink in.
I don't want to.
In 2007, she was promoted to Executive Vice President of Creative, and in 2013, she was promoted to her current role of Chief Brand Officer. How many titles can they make up just for one person, I wonder? McMahon has been a face for WWE in corporate America, especially in the last several years, appearing on podcasts, speaking at conventions, and business gatherings throughout the world. She is a past winner of Forbes' Most Influential Female CMO Award. Again, how many things can they make up just to get This is someone whose entire life has revolved around this fucking company. More so than ours.
Yeah.
And you gotta think, for them to actually take a step back and to have people literally come in and take the jobs that she had. Like, you've got Nick Khan basically doing a lot of that now.
Nick Khan is basically
being hired to replace her in a lot of roles. This doesn't bode well.
No, this is the beginning.
You know what happens, right? You know what happens when you take out pretty much the entire family that runs the company? Like, think about it this way. Vince, I'm pretty sure he's a model at this point, but I don't want to wish death, but he clearly does not have much left. He's got like Prince Philip face going on here.
Sam, everyone dies.
Vince is probably going to die soon. Shane, oh, fuck me, where do we begin with that? Linda, politician.
Yeah,
Stephanie, gone now, kind of, probably for a long time. Triple H, probably in the same position. So, if Vince dies, who's left? Nick Khan.
It's all about the Khan, and now you put it
Probably
in.
gonna sell it,
the Khan,
right?
You can play it.
I think this is a precursor to the company just being sold now. Like, it seems far-fetched like a year ago when there were rumors of it, but now,
no, it's
oh my god.
It is happening. This is happening. This is literally happening. Literally, I truly believe Disney, Fox. I mean, there's the same company, but like
it's going to be Disney, isn't it?
Someone's buying them out, and it would have been unthinkable years ago. Everyone would be like, Hunter will take over, Steph will take over, Shane will take over, my cat will take over. Like literally, like someone will take this thing over, and it's
There's never going to be any competition. TNA is going to die. Ring of Honor, New Japan. I don't speak Japanese.
And this is
the
thing
that AEW would happen, and they'd get big financial backing, and they'd be on major television networks, and they would fucking outsell arenas more than WWE are doing.
We got to talk about this. So,
I'm just thinking that this whole thing is literally a precursor to
the end.
Not the end of days, but like the precursor to end of days. You know,
it's the end of the world as we know it, and WWE will probably do fine. Like.
There'll be what remember when TNA were in like Orlando studios, like that fucking like theme park?
Oh,
like
Universal
early days.
Studios, yes.
Yeah.
Days.
I feel like that's what WWE's gonna be. I feel like they're just gonna be like a theme park attraction at this rate.
Well, this is basically
like look, no one would have thought like during those fucking like however long it was, how many weeks? 83 weeks. But WCW was on top. No one thought it would die. It would be bought out. No one would ever thought that. But then lo and behold, it happened. So, you know, all I'm saying is maybe things aren't looking so good. Maybe this is just like a tiny notch in the belt of WWE's end of days. That's what I think.
I don't think WWE is going to die, but I think what we will have to prepare... I mean, it's happening. McMahon is, 78 million years old? So...
I think he is literally 78 now. Let's double check this.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'll do this. How old is Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon is 76 years old.
He's 76.
So he's got like 30 years left then, basically.
He have robot legs, but like if he'd just be a head in a jar, like, I'm gonna wrestle Stone Cold, who will also just be a head in a jar. No, basically
the bionic redneck, literally.
The bionic redhead. He's not ginger. Anyway, the point is,
fucking hell, Andy.
I'm on a roll today. It's going to come a point when Vince isn't running this thing anymore, and it might be coming sooner rather than later. Sorry, I'm not wishing death on people, but everybody dies, just like Lance Archer. Fuck me. The big red-headed Lance Hoyt man says, right? So,
do you need a minute? Do you need a fucking moment to just compose yourself here?
Oh, basically, Vince is going to either retire at some point, or he will just keep doing this like he's always said till he just dies. And fair play, I suppose. The issue is...
Well, someone's got to push Austin Theory, Andy.
And it'll be Disney. But the thing is... it's gonna,
the mouse loves Theory.
But the thing is as well, like... it's bizarre. Like, business is up in terms of money, but in terms of things like... I don't know, creative, and in terms of ratings, and in terms of attendance and stuff, it's really bad. I feel like the McMahons are just like, oh god, let's just get the fuck off the ship and let's just give it to somebody else to deal with. Like, I feel like that's what's happening. Like, it's almost as if like, oh, we made all this money, LOL.
Like 20 years ago. Like, they're never gonna recapture that. They've come close a couple times, but really they haven't. When you really think about the bigger picture.
No. And that's the other issue is this past week they changed the arena or the stadium of Money in the Bank, which is ironic. And they've changed it from the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, which I can't remember the actual name of the stadium. Is it Allegiant Stadium or Allegiant Stadium? Whatever the Las Vegas Stadium.
I believe it's the Allegiant Stadium.
So whatever that stadium's called. They have now changed it to the MGM Grand Garden Arena, right? So the MGM, I believe, has a capacity of about 17,000 people. Now, in comparison to a football stadium that can fit, 90,000 people? That is very bad. Like, it's gone from being like a stadium show to just a show. And the other
thing that gets me about this is that people have already bought tickets to the Allegiant Stadium, right?
Yeah,
And
they're getting refunded.
they're now being refunded. But they are the first people that are getting an opportunity to get a new ticket at the new stadium. What the fuck is that? Is that normal? Is that normal, like, stadium changing, like, culture? Is that what happens?
It's not it's
in a fucking
arena.
sunshine and rainbows perfect world, right? Surely those people that bought the tickets will just get a transfer to the new stadium, right?
It's in the same city and it's an arena, not a stadium.
So is it the issue that there's more people have tickets than there is maximum capacity at the new stadium?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because why? How does that make sense, though? Like, you're being refunded, and then you get the opportunity to buy a new ticket. Like, why would you not just transfer the tickets?
I mean, if it's the case...
Clearly, I don't know how stadiums work. I don't know how arenas and gigs and shit work, clearly. But, like, come on, what's the hold-up with that?
If it's the case that they've got too many people for the MGM Grand Garden Arena, because they had, like, 20,000 in a stadium or something... then that would probably be the reason why. But here's the crazy thing, right? So AEW Double or Nothing is taking place this weekend, right? At T-Mobile, flipping hell, mobile. I'm not American.
I'm not going mobile. T-Mobile Stadium.
It's an arena, and it's the largest arena in Las Vegas. It's the same arena that UFC do all of their major Las Vegas shows in, right? So it's that sort of big of a deal. That thing can fit 20,000 people in it. And
have they sold out tickets, Andrew?
I do believe so, yes.
Fuck.
And that's in a
can you blame them?
stadium.
The event looks pretty fucking peak. Like, that looks like a pretty fucking good wrestling show.
And the thing is, a company that's only existed
and they're doing
for
Forbidden Door as well. Let's not forget that. That's still coming up on the horizon. That's going to fucking sell out.
I think that's in the actual largest arena in the US. The United Center is the largest arena in America, isn't it? Or at least it's one of the biggest.
Like I live there. I don't know.
I don't know. It's fucking huge, basically, is what I'm saying.
It's a big building with many seats.
It's a big building. So, yeah, my point is that AEW do not struggle to sell out even bigger venues that WWE are, like, they have to use as substitutes. Like, I would argue AEW could probably sell out a stadium. They could probably sell out the Jacksonville Jaguars stadium easily. Or they could come to the UK and actually do a show in London and not in fucking Wales. And sell out Craven Cottage, which is a Fulham football ground, which I think the Khan family actually own themselves. They could easily sell that bloody thing out. It's not the biggest stadium in the world, Craven Cottage, but, you know.
A cottage, you can fit, like, maybe, 6 people in there?
Oh, it's a stupid name.
How many bedrooms does it have?
I believe it only has 2.
Oh, 2 bedrooms, okay, so that's 4 people sleeping in both bedrooms.
Anyway,
then someone on the couch downstairs?
Yeah.
Is there a garage?
I don't think there's a garage.
Is this joke good?
No. So basically, yeah. I mean, but my point is, a company that's only been around for less than 4 years at this point can sell out.
No, they just had their 3-year show, haven't they, Andy? What are you saying? You don't pay attention?
AEW can actually sell out buildings, and WWE can't, and that is a major problem because WWE's been around since the dawning of time, and AEW's only been around for 3 years. So I've now been
it's fine.
reminded.
It's just the hot new thing. It's just a trend. It'll expire soon. we took Cody. Andy, don't you know? We took the hero of AEW himself, Cody Runnels, and we're gonna run him down your fucking throats, and you're gonna like it.
Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Like, I love how Cody went
that's
from
been my
being...
whole attitude towards Cody this entire run. I'm just like,
Who cares?
Okay.
I mean...
Good. Maybe. I don't care. I'm watching
But that's
AEW, dude.
That's the laughable thing about it, is...
Like, AEW, I don't think has changed a modicum since he's left. They literally just fucking replaced him with Sammy fucking Guevara. That's all that's fucking changed, is that he maybe now looks a little bit different, and his fucking partner has changed ethnicities. That's all that's fucking happened there. Like, in terms of fucking stories and that. Oh, there's a giant Indian man. That's new.
That's
oh,
it.
Is it still better than WWE? Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm watching fucking Double or Nothing. I'm excited. I want to see what happens with Punk and Hangman. I want to see what happens with fucking Wardlow and MJF. Like, it's going to be a fucking great event. Do I care about Hell in a Cell at all? No. The only thing I care about in WWE right now is fucking Ezekiel. That's how bad it is right now, Andy. That's how fucking bad it is. Especially with Roman Reigns now apparently on his way out. Because, he's decided that he's had enough, and I don't fucking blame him. Jesus Christ.
So, wait. Are they saying that he's a disappointment?
Are they saying that he's letting down all of the fans? Oh no, he did that for like 5 fucking years in a row. Jesus. There's a lot to be angry about.
This is what happens when you fucking irritate your audience over and over and over again, and there's actual competition.
Away.
They go somewhere else.
Away to the better place where you'll never get harmed. A magical place with magical charms. AEW. Take it away, Andy.
Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us. I panicked. I didn't know what you're talking about. You said a magical place, so I had the Toys R Us theme stuck in my head. It's a magical
AEW's
place
now hired
where...
fucking Geoffrey the Giraffe now. Yeah, that's what it is. I'd love that. To be fair. Put him in a fucking cage with Wardlow. That'd be funny.
Photoshop that, please. Just put Geoffrey the Giraffe is all elite.
I'd love that.
It's a magical place where
dreams are found.
And all
and they will push your favourites into the ground.
It's called Toys R Us.
AEW.
You said into the ground. So I thought you were talking about WWE. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They won't run your favourites into the ground. That's not what AEW does at all.
You said they would run them into the ground. I'm like, no, bro, that's not what I want. Oh, it's called...
That's not what I want. Give me what I want.
Give me what I want. It's called AEW.
Yeah, it's a magical place. And I'm excited for fucking Double or Nothing. What are you excited about? How about you let us know in the comments below?
Yes, are we ending the show now?
Oh, there's nothing else, is there?
No, fair enough. Okay.
No, I've covered it all. So, we have a big, beautiful link tree in our description. It's in the base of the Suplah City Gardens, and you can find a Facebook, a Twitter, a Twitch, a Spotify, another YouTube channel where we do gaming, fucking Suplah Brawl, which is now in 2K22. Oh my god. There's just so much good shit. You can find it all in the description.
I'll be there.
Hey. Everybody, we had a good time today. I have been Sam Brooks.
I have been Andy Fawn.
And
we will see you... Oh. We'll
goodbye.
See you next time.
You'll never know. You'll never know what I hope. You'll never know. Goodbye.
No, tell him what you hope.
No, it's too late. The music's playing. We're out of time.
Tell him the hopes and dreams.
We're out of time.